Right then, so another video on the mk5 Jetta. We're just gonna go through just having a little look around Vacom or vcds, whatever you want to call it. Now I bought the lead and disc off of somebody, and do you know something? You know, one of these ads where, oh, buy this vcds, blah blah blah, it'd be really good and this and that, and you just think, should I? Took risk, bought it, and you know what? Can't fault it. The guy was really helpful, helped me install it on laptop, got it all working and whatnot. And so far, so good, because I can read codes and I can do this and do that. And now I've been doing a little bit of sort of research on what I'm wanting to try and do. Is there's little, I think, could be wrong, but from what I remember on this, I've got the USDM indicator lights where they stay on, you know, where you just put your lights on, they stay on, or you can have it on with side lights. The windows, all four of them go down when you press the unlock button and hold it, and then go back up when you lock it and hold it. I think there's a couple of bits turned off, like the alarm beep, and a couple of bits. So what I'm wanting to do stuff like needle sweep, stuff like that, and see what else I can do. I'm just gonna have a look into it now. Literally, please, if you are going to do coding stuff like this, look into what you're doing first. Don't just jump on, have a play with it first, because I mean, I've got mine set up now. On my leads plugged in down here. Excuse the absolute state of my car at the minute. That's right, no, that's my old car, is that one? Anyways, so I've got vcds sat on here, and I was looking into it earlier. So one of the ones I wanted to do was stuff like needle sweep, and it was on central, where are we engine. I don't think it was on engine, but basically I'll give you a little tour, and then once we know where we're going with it, I'll do a bit more into it. But basically, that's the engine fault codes, which you can do all your other ABS ones and stuff like that, but it takes an absolute lifetime. If you're just wanting to do your engine ones, it's a bit quicker. So obviously, you need I can't even talk. You need your ignition on. You need your lead plugged in, and you need the Vacom loaded up. So go on to fault codes, and it'll load up. So this one, on mine, I have had since the day I bought it. Now I've replaced it. I've replaced the coolant fan, and it still comes up. So we'll clear it. It comes back on anyway, but that's how you clear it. It's a good one to sort of show you how to do it anyway. So you can save your codes, which is a little bit late for me to do it now, but you can save your codes and then look into it later, do a bit of research. But if you want to just erase them, yeah, like that, and then done, go back. Excuse the state of my laptop, but literally it's only a code reading laptop. But look, there we are. So engine coding. So I'm not going to code anything in, but I'm going to show you. It'll come up with so there you go. You know, you can do a bit of messing on that. I'm not going to go into anything on it, so I'm not going to touch anything or change anything, because I need to obviously look a bit more into that. So close controller and go back, and I want to look into, so go on drive. So you've got your drivetrain, chassis, this, that, you know, you've got all this sort of stuff, absolutely loads of stuff. Installed. So central, here we go. So Central Electrics. So this is one I was looking at. I was looking at a lad on Google. I can't remember his YouTube name, but he was on this. He went on coding, and there we are. He's brought that up, and you can change something on here. I don't know. See, mine's different to how we had it set up. So obviously I need to have a little play with mine, and I'm alright saying, yeah, you need to. Also, I'm gonna cancel this off really quick, and I'll show you why in a second. One thing you need, and my battery's running out of my laptop. I'm gonna go in, charge it up, make sure I've got plenty of charging, and obviously don't, if your battery's low, cancel off straight away. Take your lead out, turn the car off before you do anything, because I have not had it happen to me, but I've had horror stories of people going into it, and I don't know if it's on Vagcom or like Snap-on Solus or Delphi or something like that. And if you need, if you know what Delphi is and you know what Snap-on Solus is and stuff like that, you'll know. But if not, basically, if you go on to, like, you plug your card into a code reader, and I've got all sorts. I mean, I've got this cheap little one, these are all right. These are, it'll do basic live data, and it'll do basic bits, and it'll turn basic engine codes off, which is all right for if you don't go. But your more detailed stuff, you want something like Snap-on Solus or Delphi or NVAGs, you want VAGCOM, stuff like that. But if you don't know what you're doing with it, please look into it first. I mean, I don't encourage you not to do it. You know what I mean? Everybody's got, if you want to learn, by all means, that's how I've done it. And I have learned from, since I was very young, how to do everything I know. And some stuff, don't get me wrong, there's stuff I don't know, and there's stuff that people go, oh, well, you should know this and you should know that. And stuff like, like having problems with my engine where I got the sensor ring, the crank sensor ring opposite way around, 180 degree different. Oh, you should have known that. Well, I'm sorry, but yeah, mistakes are made, and that's what, that's what happens. That's what humans do. Make mistakes, and I make more than anybody, but I probably saved myself however much garage fees, to sort this myself. So why not? Why would I not go ahead and try it? But like I said, back to the original point before I start ragging on, as I normally do. I go completely off subject every single time. If you are going to wanting to do like your coding, like your USDM lights, I'll show you mine on a video one time, and I'll show you my updates. If you want to do the USDM mods and all that lot, please look into it first. If you, by all means, if you are not confident enough, take it to somebody who knows what they're doing with it, which I do advise it. But look at what he's doing. Ask him and just say, oh, I'm interested in getting VAGCOM. I'm interested in getting this. Can I just look, and nine times out of 10, they might think you're a little bit annoying, but 9 times out of 10, they'll say, yeah, come along, I'll show you how to do it and whatnot. And then, because everybody's got to learn, and if someone were to say to me, oh, just can I sit aside here and watch how you do it? Of course, mate, because if you're going to save me from having to do it, you try it yourself. That's loads better. If you fuck up, you fuck up. Just how it is. Just don't fuck up majorly. Just make sure you take all the precautions you've got to take, such as, like, my laptop's about to die. Rookie mistakes like that. Like, I wasn't doing any coding. I wanted to double check my codes, and I wanted to give you a little tour, which is fair dues. But if you're going to go into coding, which I'm probably contradicting myself and I'm going to get piss taken out of me, but make sure, firstly, your car battery, that's got plenty of life in it. If not, give it a full charge, or put a charge pack on it, or put like a jump leads to another battery or a booster pack or something like that while you're doing this, because the last thing you want your car to do is die. It's rare it happens, but it does happen. You don't want that happening. Another thing, obviously, if you're using a laptop like I am, mine's an absolute ancient thing. It's probably from early 2000s. You nearly have to throw a coal into it for it to work, which I'm not even kidding you. It's hanging apart, but it does job. I'm not bothered if it gets mucky. I'm not bothered if I drop it. It's in an absolutely awful condition, and all it is for is basic stuff that I do on it, like code reading and basic stuff like, like my VAGCOM and stuff like that. So I don't have much on it, but funnily enough, it's the best running laptop. All my fancy ones, they always end up messing up really easy, which this one's been the most reliable, even though it's a shed. So make sure you've got plenty of life in your car, plenty of life in your battery in your laptop if you're using a laptop. Also make sure, I'll just show the Hex V2 lead, and it's the latest, I believe it's one of the latest version, the 20.4.2 is mine, my vcds, and you get like a little disc with it as well. Make sure when you're using it on the laptop, a lot of people do say, don't turn your antivirus software off and don't connect it to internet. Literally all I had to do was turn my internet off. I've got a little button on mine where you can just turn it off so it don't connect to internet. And while you're using your VAGCOM, don't ever try and update it. Don't try and do anything like that, because it can mess it up. That's what I got advised. I don't know. You probably know if you're more into it. That's what I'm just suggesting. If you're going to use it, go to the one. That's the one I've got, and that works brilliantly. And I'm going to do, here it says it here, there we are. excuse my mucky lead, but please close the antivirus and firewall software before installing. So it's installing, you have to do that. So please follow the installing guide. Installation on the CD. Use the installation software on the CD. Please disconnect the internet connection when in use. So I think you can use it on the internet, because I don't use this on the internet hardly anyway. You can use it on the internet when you're not using that, but don't update it. And also follow the instructions. It's a little bit complicated. And if you need help, people probably are going to take me, but Google is your friend. Google will give you 5 days to live, but Google is also your friend if you know what you're looking at. Google stuff, search it, research what you're doing. You know, if you're going to start coding stuff, research and make sure, you know, just double check everything, you know, and you can do it yourself. You can save yourself hundreds and hundreds of pounds. It's like, for example, if you jump in your car, say for example you've got like mine's a Jetta, say you've got a Golf, which is basically the same car without a boot, like the extra bit on that. You've got a Golf and you've got a misfire. You've gone to garage are going to charge you so much, you know, like I'm going to probably get the price wrong, and I shouldn't because I work in a garage, but you're looking at like £500 plus labour, plus, you know, £500 parts, sorry, plus labour and whatever else you need doing. When to put your mind at ease, that you know, and I'm not saying that all garages are scumbags and all this. There's a odd few who will try and tell you, oh yeah, you're gonna need all this work doing, and sometimes they are right. So don't always scorn your mechanic. Your mechanic could be your friend. Just don't always scorn them all with the same thing, because I get it all the time. I'm not a mechanic, and by all means, I am not no mechanic. I'm a spanner pass. That's how I class myself as, or a T-bitch. I just know what I know. Just don't take everything, you know, as gospel. If you can check yourself and go to them, listen, you know, and don't be the annoying guy like you turn up and, oh, it's definitely this, it's definitely this. Just turn around and say, look, I've checked it on my laptop. I've got proper VAG if you have got a VAG, that is. You know, other cars like your Fords and Vauxhalls and stuff like that have probably got their own software. And like I had a BMW before, and it runs off, I think it's Carly software, which is I'm nearly swallowing. Fantastic, really good. And I found out one of the faults on that using that, which is fantastic. Always try and get specific software or a decent code reader. You know, even if you've got your cheap ones and you can say it's got misfired on cylinder 1, the mechanic can look more into it then. He's going to save time looking into it, and he'd probably... There's odd mechanic who are going to think, oh, look at this dickhead, you know, thinking he knows what he knows. Yeah, it does happen. But if you can educate yourself and say, right, I've put the laptop in, and for example, you've got a Golf and it's got a misfire on cylinder 1, cylinder 3, whatever. It's got a misfire and it's coming up with injector fault on, let's say for example, it's got injector fault on my BKD diesel Golf on injector 1. You take it to your mechanic, and your mechanic, you can either play it 2 ways. You can take it to mechanic and let him figure it out, which is what they'll normally do, and they'll charge you probably for putting their code reader on and finding out what it is. But if you can turn around and say, right, if you want to double check it, yeah, by all means, because they're probably going to want to double check it themselves. But if you can go in with a couple of photos off your VAGCOM and just say it's coming up with cylinder 1 misfire, how much, you know, and it's up to you if you want to put your code reader on to double check it. Yeah, fair dues. But if you can give them some sort of signal of what's going on, it makes it a little bit easier. And I know I'm rambling on, but this is just to educate people. Go in, tell them what's wrong with it, and 9 times out of 10 you'll either save money, or you could do it yourself. You know, buy the tools and do it yourself. Like, fair enough, injectors, a lot of people are, you know, it's not, some cars are easy, some cars are not. Like, this one was relatively sort of in the middle. It's easy and it's not. You've got to make sure you've got to torque everything up, get new injector bolts, torque things up, put new seals on, and you've just got to follow it by books. And don't buy the cheapest parts. Buy the recommended one, even if it is the cheapest. You know, don't specifically go straight to VW or Audi, but don't specifically go straight to the cheapest place. You know, some stuff will be good, some stuff won't be. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some stuff, like on my van, I've got a transit van, and I use a lot of Ford genuine stuff, because sometimes it might be 20 quid more, but it is usually better stuff. And some stuff you'll put on it, like I've been advised, I'm doing fuel filter on it eventually, and I've been advised not to use anything but Ford. Like, you know, but just look into it, Google it, go on forums, recommend, you know, look at what people recommend, see what people are saying. Also forums, dear friend, you know, internet forums, sign up for them. Even if it costs you per year, there's hundreds of people around the country who will probably have had that problem. And this is why I do my videos, to help people. You know, if you've got that problem and I can help you with it, it might not be something I've come across, but if I can help you fix that problem, or direct you onto somebody who knows, or direct you onto like a forum to say, go and ask on forum, put on your pictures of what code you've got, and someone will advise you, do this, do that, do this, do that. I've had this problem and this what worked for me. I've had this problem, this what worked for me. And 9 times out of 10, fantastic. If you can get on that forum, you can tell them on the internet, or even Facebook forums. I every time I get a car, I'm on 5 or 10 Facebook forums for that car at one point, just to do a bit of reading into it. And it's just research. It's just simple research, and it makes things so much easier and saves you money. I've saved hundreds and thousands of pounds, you know, just going on forums and just asking people, what would you recommend for this? What would you? And you will get idiots that'll say, oh, well, it's you just go to a proper mechanic, you know. And fair enough, just take it with a pinch of salt. You know, don't go in acting all cocky, don't go in acting all stupid. Just go in, act confident, and just say, okay, could you suggest something that would help? That would be, you know, much appreciate. That would be fantastic. Thank you. And just be polite. You know, a lot of people will help you. There's a lot of forums where people might be funny with you because you're new, you know, you might be a newbie and they might be a bit funny with you. But everybody's got to learn, you know. And this goes out to people who are fantastic with cars. You know, these go out to people who haven't got a clue. You know, you haven't even got a clue how to fill your wash fluid up. You just learn, do a bit of research. That's all it is. So, anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling on. I'm gonna go charge my laptop, and I'm gonna do a bit of messing with that. I might even do a few more different videos through the day, you know. So these are not titled, these probably aren't going to be titled as engine change or coding or something like that. I'm just doing sort of like, I've still got, you know, I've got to upload all my videos, and I've got to find out which one's got to go where, because all I've done so far is an engine change and a couple of bits, and I wanted to do a bit of coding. So if you want to give it, you know, if you want to follow me and ask how I've done it, fantastic. I'm not doing it for likes, you know, I'm just doing it to help people out. But yeah, I'm gonna charge my laptop, like I've said for about the 5th time now. I'm gonna go charge my laptop up. I'm gonna do a bit more research on it and see what else I can do on this, you know. And if I can do it, I've got the laptop and stuff like that. If you can do it for free, fantastic. Stuff like that, you know. And it's just a little thing where you can go, oh, check what I've done it yourself. Fantastic. Anyways, if you have any questions, pop it on the bottom. I'll try and answer it best I can. If not, you know, then I'll do my best to point you in the right direction. But thank you for watching.